ECS 210 has been a very intriguing class for me. We talked about so many issues that I had never expected to talk about in the education program. The class discussed a wide variety of social justice issues that we need to be aware of as future teachers. My digital story will examine my own agency, uncomfortable learnings, and future growth. In the first week of classes, we began by talking about common sense. This is a term I have never really analyzed before, but after reading Chapter 1 in Against Common Sense, I was able to see how important it is to scrutinize this term in an educational setting. The author, Kumashiro, defines common sense as what everyone should know. Paying attention to common sense is very important, particularly in teaching, because it is crucial that teachers challenge different perspectives in the education system. A few weeks later, we discussed the 3 teacher images, which are teacher as learned practitioner, teacher as researcher, and teacher as professional. When I examine which image best describes my own experiences of learning to be a teacher in this program, I came to the conclusion of teacher as learned practitioner. This image includes 3 main categories that we are expected to learn, and they are as follows. Learn about young students, especially dominant theories of who they are, how they develop, and how they learn. Learn about what they will teach and to demonstrate this knowledge against the learning standards in their fields of study. Lastly, learn about how to teach, from classroom management to instruction in the disciplines. As a student in the field of education at the University of Regina, I have certainly learned all about these categories. Later in the course, we continued our conversation on common sense in examining what it means to be a good student according to common sense. After reading what Kumashiro has to say about this, as well as listening to a lecture on the historical curriculum, I was able to see how many children can be privileged by being the kind of student the teacher expects them to be. A good student would be the one who follows the rules, behaves in a positive manner, gets good grades, etc. The students who are not good students may be the ones trying to challenge these common sense ideas of good students, but many teachers do not encourage this behavior because it may be uncomfortable for them. I definitely would have been identified as being a good student when I was in school, and thus, as a teacher, I would likely be uncomfortable challenging these ideas. After many class discussions, I'm beginning to see how important it is to challenge these common sense ideas that go on in the classroom. A couple weeks later, we had Grant Urban, a member of the Regina Public School Board, guest lecture in our classroom. During the lecture, he discussed the issues of gender in the classroom. One story that he mentioned reminded me of this photo I had seen on the internet. This young boy had asked his mom if he could wear these pink zebra shoes to school, and she said yes. Throughout the day, all of his preschool friends complimented him on his new shoes. However, his mom posted the photo on social media and received nothing but negative comments from adults. Comments such as, "Things like this will affect him socially," and "That will turn him gay." It is sad that people will automatically assume that wearing these shoes will have a negative impact on this boy later in life. Further, it is also sad that him turning gay is also portrayed as a negative thing as well. While it may be certainly an uncomfortable conversation for me to have, especially since it would not be considered a common sense conversation to have in the classroom, I believe it is important that we discuss issues of gender, sexuality, and racialization in the classroom. In one of our last lectures, we had Claire Kruger as a guest lecturer, and she discussed the importance of teaching treaty education in the classroom. She listed 3 reasons why it is important that we teach treaty education in the classroom. First, we need to build a relationship. Second, students want to learn about treaty education. And third, because it's our job. It is important that future teachers realize all of these reasons why it is crucial we teach treaty education in every subject. Later in her lecture, she mentioned how, as a non-Aboriginal person, we may be afraid of making a mistake and offending people. This statement certainly related to me because I have always felt this way. After Claire discussed with us about the mistakes she had made while teaching treaty education in the classroom, I felt a lot better knowing that everyone makes these mistakes. I have learned so many new concepts in ECS 210 that I am excited to be able to apply when I am a teacher. Anti-oppressive education is certainly avoided by many teachers because changing the common teaching practices can be difficult. I know teaching this way will be uncomfortable in the beginning, but it will be very beneficial to my students as well as to society in general.